The problem about dating is... Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're going to talk about another boy problem that I had a few years ago. Not to say that they are the entire problem, but I think 99% of the problem are them. Without any further ado, let's talk about the story. If you are not subscribed, subscribe to my channel because deadass, I be sharing all tea with you guys and it is crazy the shit that I share. This happened a few years ago when I was literally like living my best life. You know, when you are happy being single, like you are not wanting a man in your life, you are just happy the way you are, you're like going out partying with your besties, yay, and then like just feeling yourself and you're in the best shape of your life, and then a man decides that, hey, you know what, that person seems too happy, aka me, let me enter his life, ruin his peace and self-confidence, and fuck off. So this is exactly what kind of happened, but let me tell you what actually happened. So I was studying, I'm like going to college, I am doing best, the queen is thriving, surviving, and killing it, to say the least, and I am super happy in my life. Even though I'm like far away from my family, if you guys don't know, my family is back in India, and so I was like living the best life, but I am on a quest to find the love of my life. I had an account on Bumble, Grindr, Tinder, Gruff, and I don't know what other apps, but I was out there, to say the least. Like I was Hinge, so I was out there to find somebody, and because of that, like I was always on my phone. Like I am chronically on my phone. In fact, even now I am always on my phone, more than ever, because now I generally always work from my phone or my laptop, so I have to be on my devices. But in that era of, you know, being single and like whatnot, I was always checking on who texted me, who saw my text and did not text me, who liked my video, who did not like my video, and whatnot, Like I was so obsessed with numbers. I was so obsessed with like literally everyone that I communicate on the daily. Like I needed help at that point. So what had happened is my dumb brain sent a message to somebody who was visiting around where I was living at that time. I was in US, and I saw this person, and this guy is tall, cute, have brunette hair, has blue eyes, gorgeous guy, and like works in nonprofit or like somewhere in like teaching individual experiencing autism or like something like that. I can't really remember 100%, but I don't want to give too much details either. That kind of touched my heart. Like I was like, oh my gosh, he's giving back to society. He must be so nice. He must be so kind, and he's so hot. So like all the boxes were check, 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 and I was like, oh my gosh, are we going to get married? Are we going to get married? Are we going to adopt kids? Are we going to move to suburbs and like live a good life and like have a Subaru, going to work and then, you know, coming back home, cooking together, having a glass of wine and all that stuff, you know, which is very normal as soon as you start talking to somebody. If you're gay, you can relate, or if you're dating any man or about to date a man, you can relate. I text this person and we are like texting back and forth. We are like, hey, how's it going? I have photos on my profile. He has photos on his profile. So obviously him texting me back means that he's interested, and like he also tells me he's interested. So we text. And I'm doing that stupid thing where every time he texts me, I'm like all like blushing and like happy. Bitch, the fact that I was doing all that, I should have like slapped my ass. Should have told myself, hey bitch, just chill, like it's not that serious. First meet this person and then decide what you want to do. But I was already getting butterflies in my stomach. I was super happy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I found the one. And so we were both like a little bit reserved in that situation. I feel like now that I look back at it, like I was also playing a little bit hard to get, and I think this person was also playing a little bit hard to get. So what had happened is we talked for a week before we exchanged digits or Snapchat or Instagram. Actually, we didn't exchange Instagram until very late. So we exchanged our digits, and I'm like, oh my gosh, iMessage, so cutesy. We are like sending each other gifts. We are sending each other memes. We are sending each other good morning, good evening, evening good night text, and we are texting back and forth and planning a wedding in my head, planning the color scheme of my wedding bouquet, of my wedding venue, and like everything. I'm like literally, I don't even know how delulu I was, but now that I think about it, I was very delulu. And you know, being delulu is not the salulu all the time. After talking to each other for about, I think 3 weeks, we decided to meet up, and the plan was that me living in New West, I would go to North Vancouver, super far, and I don't drive. I wasn't driving at that time. I was only transiting. So the plan was that I will go over to his place, and then we'll watch TV, I'll stay over, and then we'll have breakfast together. So like all that fun stuff, you know? I definitely think when you go and spend a whole like day with somebody as a date, that works out better than like only meeting for coffee, because if you are compatible for a whole day, you're compatible for more than that, right? Like you are maybe compatible for dating. But I think if you go for a coffee date and like things go well, like you don't really get to know that person that much. So I always like doing that. So basically I said yes. And I remember that day I had to wake up at 5 a.m. to go to work. And then after work, I went to my class. And after class, I had to do some homework and then start an assignment. And then I went home. And after that, I started like getting ready to go to his place, which was super fucking far from me. And I cannot believe that I actually did this. So I get ready. I am super excited. If you live in Vancouver, you would know this, but if you don't, let me paint a picture for you. So I live in New West, which is kind of on the east side from downtown. So you have to like go from here all the way to downtown, and then you have to go and take the bus from here all the way to here. So if I'm able to drive, I could just like take the highway, like now I know, and then there is a bridge that connects North Vancouver and Vancouver, and then you go on that side. But this is downtown and this is where he lives, like very far away from here, but in the same kind of direction where I live in US, which is super fucking interesting. So I get ready, I go to the train station, I'm like listening to all the romantic songs and like making all these like scenarios in my head that, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go there and like we're gonna have such a magical first kiss, and like we're gonna have dinner, we're gonna talk about a lot of things. And then, you know, I was really feeling the butterflies. And so after I get on the train, I'm like get to downtown, and knowing me, I'm like very dumb in a lot of situations, because especially when it comes to directions. So as soon as I get to downtown and I get down on Burrard Station, that's where I have to like take the bus to North Van. The funniest shit happened, which was I went to like a different place waiting for a bus that wasn't even going there. And then I missed the first bus, and then I had to like run to where the actual bus was, and it was luckily waiting for me, second bus, and I got on there, and then we start our journey. And the cutest part about all this was the bus ride to that place was very cutesy. Like I had never gone to North Vancouver. Like I've never been to that part of North Vancouver, and it was kind of like very nice, and like the scenery around Vancouver is very gorgeous. Like you have to be there to see it. So I was very excited. So by now it's already dark, and I get down from the bus, and North Vancouver is like very dense with the trees, and like everything is like kind of ominous. Because I'm from India, it felt like a little bit eerie because there was nobody else. Like it was very empty, and it's cutesy. Now that I have been here for a long time, like according to me, like everything just is very peaceful, nothing to be afraid of. So I start walking towards this place, and it's very cutesy walk, and I get there and I knock on the door, and I see this tall man that I've been crushing over, and he has been crushing over, and like we have been talking and everything, and it's clear that it's a date. I get in there, and it's a cutesy place. Like we get on the couch, and like it's a little bit awkward, you know. The first meeting is always a little bit awkward. You don't know what to talk about, you don't know the vibe of the other person, you want to connect with them. So I'm a talker, if you couldn't tell, and I started like talking about other stuff and like whatnot, and it was kind of nice conversation. And then he played RuPaul. So we were watching, and one thing about me is I never got into RuPaul. Even though I'm gay, found it that interesting to watch out of everything else that I could watch. So I was watching it, and because I had woken up so early, I fell asleep, and I am like in and out of sleep and whatnot, and it's very like nice, and he's there, and like we are all cuddled up, cozy, it's nice. The room's cold, but the blanket and he is beside me. It's very nice. We're on the couch and then I wake up and then we are chit-chatting and whatnot, and then we kiss. I know, it was very cutesy and I was very happy about it. And then we took it to the bedroom and like, you know, and then after all that, we get dressed and like we go back to the couch and we are watching TV, and he's like, you know what? Tomorrow is going to be an early day for me, so I don't think like tonight's the night you should stay over. It was very sad for me because I traveled all the way here despite the fact that I was super tired and whatnot. Like I took the time and effort to like make this work. So it was kind of sad for me, and that person also drives, so, and he didn't even offer to drive me to the nearest station or like help me a little bit. So I don't know what went wrong, and I just kind of weird that that happened, and it was kind of sad that it did because I wanted to stay over. And you know, if you're watching this and you have followed along, you would know that oh, he has an early morning work call. Like it could happen, but like I don't buy that according, like I don't. So then I leave and I am crying, and I don't cry over stuff. Like I'm very much like a non-crier person. I don't know why. Like I need to go to therapy about it because crying is a good thing and it helps you process your emotions. So I think I should tell myself that, hey, sometimes crying is okay. So I am crying, I'm like pretty sad, and I'm planning that I'm gonna get alcohol on the way, and then I'm just gonna like have ice cream, alcohol, and watch something good, maybe Modern Family. And I called my best friend / my roommate, and I'm like, hey, I'm in North Van, like can you come pick me up? But he's busy, so he couldn't pick me up either. So I take the bus all the way to downtown, then downtown all the way to New West, which was like that was the longest travel for me because I couldn't cry on the train. It just looks very weird. It feels very weird. And I don't want to draw any attention. I don't want people to ask me what's going on and anything, you know. So I get home and I'm very sad. But one thing about me is I'm a baddie and I'm a bitch. I go on Grindr and I saw a person that I've met before, and it's kind of like an ongoing friend, but friends with benefits kind of person. So I go and get alcohol, and then I invite him over, and he comes over and we watch TV, and you know, we just cuddle. And you know, it was nice to not be alone that night. But that highlighted a thing for me in gay community is we need to really think like how easy it is for anybody to replace loneliness. Anyway, so that was a story how I met somebody and it just didn't work out. And if you like this story, you would probably like this story as well and this video. And if you want to watch more of me, subscribe my channel, and we all meet twice a week.